This week on IUP News Center, the final numbers for Renda Broadcasting's Teddy Bear Fund Drive.
Also, talk of a new bridge coming to Indiana.
Plus, your latest updates in sports and entertainment right here on the IUP News Center. Welcome to IUP News Center. I'm Madeline Williams.
And I'm Curtis Hughes.
Renda Broadcasting announced that their 35th annual Teddy Bear Fund Drive raised a record total of $125,232. This is more than a 10% increase over last year's total. Proceeds will benefit the Pediatrics Unit at the Indiana Regional Medical Center and the Free Care Fund at Pittsburgh's Children's Hospital. IRMC Chief Executive Officer Stephen Wolf unveiled a sign that will be located outside of the Pediatrics Unit, acknowledging the support from Renda Broadcasting. In the past 35 years, the drive has raised over $2.5 million. Are you tired of crossing the busy highways on the Hoodoo Bug Trail? Well, build a bridge and get over it. At least that's what the thought process was of Indiana County Commissioners last Wednesday. The commissioners submitted an application for a $290,000 grant to build two bridges on the Hoodoo Bug, one crossing Route 22 and the other crossing Route 119, both pretty busy highways. The multi-million-dollar project probably won't be completed for a few years yet, but the application is highly favored and has definitely got the ball rolling in the right direction.
The Special Olympics is on its way. IUP student Kristen Kalanovich started a Special Olympics equestrian team 2 years ago, and since then competed 2 events. Kalanovich studies early child care and special education. She uses her education to help with her students. She encourages her students to work on transferable skills, such as using both hands to help with their independent learning goals. Kalanovich receives help from the parents of her students, 3 more coaches, 48 volunteers, and her parents. This is a great way to help a child with special needs to gain some of the social and independent skills they need. Our own IUP professor, Patrick Bizzarro, has published an essay that has appeared in the Asheville Poetry Review. The essay is titled Celebrating the Personal and the Subjective, New Books by Al Magnus, Tim Peeler, and Adrian Rice. Bizzarro used the theories of T.S. Eliot to make his argument, and he also writes that the evolution of individual writers is away from the personal that haunts their youthful writing and toward an understanding of experience. Congratulations, Patrick Bizzarro, and keep making IUP proud.
A seedling project aims to grow support for local residents. Dr. Melissa Swager and the students in her Sociology of Family class, alongside the Food and Nutrition Department, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, Indiana Community Garden, ICAP, Zion Lutheran Church, the First Unitarian Universalist Church, and Chevy Chase Community Center are banding together to bring seeds, seedlings, and growing materials to low-income families in the Indiana area. The project is geared to provide the families with fresher and healthier alternatives to the highly processed foods they normally rely on. The Seedling Project is just one fraction of Hunger Awareness Week, which runs April 25th through May 2nd. Now here's Khalil Edwards and Melissa Smith to bring us more news.
Hi, my name is Melina with more news at IUP. Greek life doesn't always get the best rep on college campuses. However, we're going to show you a side that most people don't get to see with fraternities and sororities. Here is Pi Sigma Pi event that raises awareness for suicide prevention this year alone. They raised over $200 towards the cause.
Hi, I'm Nathan Boyce. I'm the philanthropy chair for Sigma Pi at IUP. And right now we're doing Pi Sigma Pi, an event which is where people donate money to Pi the Brothers in the Face. And all of it goes to the Amazing Day Foundation, a foundation for suicide awareness and prevention. It's something that means a lot to me. I think a lot of the brothers, and it's like a pretty good cause, and so we really enjoy doing it.
Yeah! You look fabulous.
Well, that was an inside look on Greek life. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, friends. Investigators are working to identify a body that was pulled from the Monongahela River. The body was found near the Pittsburgh-Baldwin line. The victim was a male in his 50s to 60s. The Pittsburgh River Rescue recovered the body Sunday afternoon. The identity and cause of death of the victim is still unknown. Windows from at least 6 businesses in the Pittsburgh Shadyside neighborhood were smashed into on Friday night. Police said what was a funeral procession turned into a vandalism spree. The spree took place in the 5500 block of Walnut Street at around 9 p.m. According to Public Information Officer Sonia Toller, about 30 people were seen wearing dark clothing and carrying candles. They began walking at Liberty Avenue and Baum Boulevard and made their way toward Graham and Potter Street in Shadyside.
Police are investigating a deadly shooting in Monroeville after gunshots were fired in the Northern Pike apartments. John Stefano, 23 of Turtle Creek, was shot and killed at about 3:30 a.m. on Sunday in the 3900 block of Monroeville Boulevard. 8 gunshots were fired, waking neighbors who also heard a woman speaking. Monroeville police are still searching for clues, and a shooter has yet to be identified and caught. An unfortunate accident has left a repairman dead. 30-year-old Josh Wyant of Johnstown, PA, was working underneath a tractor trailer trying to repair it when a fellow employee got into the vehicle and started driving it about 85 feet. Coroners ruled that Wyant was dragged to his death, although the incident has been ruled as an accident. Meanwhile, police have not released the name of the other employee involved and are not currently discussing pressing charges. Snyder Excavating Company has reached out for a comment, but no reply was made as the company closed to mourn their fellow employees' loss.
The Indiana County man suspected of robbing a Manor bank awaits his hearing after police caught and arrested him on Tuesday. Matthew James Crossman was a primary suspect in the robbery that took place at the Next Tier Bank in February for several weeks before charges were finally filed against him. Surveillance footage found from the bank helped investigators identify Crossman, along with a palm print that was on the note the suspect passed on to one of the bank tellers before he fled on foot with roughly $1,000. According to court records, Crossman faces 7 felony charges. They did an awesome job, said Armstrong County Sheriff Bill Rupert in regards to the Manor Police's quick arrests. The events surrounding IUP celebrations continue to be a point of concern for Indiana residents. Overall, officials consider this year's planning and preparation strategy to have been a success. According to Police Chief William Sutton, 37 people were arrested over the March 19th to 22nd weekend, compared to 107 arrests over IUP's weekend last year. There are also no major incidents this year, which is being attributed to increased police presence. However, there was still a 228% increase in calls made to the Indiana Police Department during the celebrations. According to a handful of residents, this year wasn't an improvement over last.
IUP hosted a Holocaust remembrance this week. The events kicked off by a showing of the 1965 film, The Shop on Main Street. This film about the Holocaust, set in Slovakia, had won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film when it was originally released. Monday's 6 o'clock series featured Holocaust survivor Moshe Baran and Martin Dean, Holocaust researcher. Baran, a Holocaust survivor, told of his struggles for survival during the Holocaust and focused on what people can do to create a more peaceful world. The IUP libraries also hosted a display of photographs, books, and information about the Jewish Holocaust during World War II. All these events were planned in conjunction with the International Holocaust Memorial Day. As a part of an anti-bullying program, the students at United Elementary School were given missions to complete in order to extend kindness to others. Kindergarten students did so by having a kindness day for the pre-K students. The first grade made placemats for a local retirement home. The students in grades 2 through 5 raised money and donated it to various organizations such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Indiana Regional Medical Center Pediatric Ward. Finally, the 6th grade students weaved baskets and created cards to show their appreciation to the local fire station. Walking MS 2015 will be held on Saturday, April 25th at the Indiana Area High School. Registration will be at 1 p.m. and the walk will commence at 2. Walk MS is the Pennsylvania Keystone chapter of the Multiple Sclerosis Society's signature fundraising event across the nation, and organizers hope to collect $18,000 at the local event. According to the public relations volunteer for the Society's Keystone chapter, Athea L. Germano, said that the monies raised from Walk MS 2015 will help improve the quality of life for the individuals with MS living in the Keystone chapter area. Individual walkers, teams, and volunteers can sign up online at www.nationalmssociety.org/PAX or call the Duncansville MS office at 814-696-1017.
2014 Pro Football Writer of the Year and IUP alum is set to receive an IUP award this week. Ed Boucher has been a beat writer for the Steelers in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette for more than 30 years and was recently voted to the 2014 Pro Football Reporter of the Year at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Excuse me. Boucher is set to receive a Distinguished Alumni Award Saturday evening. Mr. Boucher will also be speaking at 2 p.m. on Friday in Beard Auditorium in Stouffer Hall, which will include a question and answer session. All IUP students, faculty, and staff are invited and encouraged to attend the program. News from the medical world shows that our own IUP nursing department is on the right track. How? Well, they're using the same equipment as Citizen Ambulance Services. Citizen Ambulance Services is using a new patient simulator and looking to help practicing paramedics and EMTs train without putting people at risk. The Simon is a 75-pound dummy that emergency responders can use to train in a number of dangerous scenarios and will even talk to responders realistically. Simon is also connected to a computer, which an instructor can monitor the dummy's vitals and even update with new symptoms occurring on the spot, such as a chest pain, rapid heart rate, or for difficulty breathing. 2 of these Simon models have been given to Citizen Ambulance Services, and their Director of Training and Safety, Chuck Elias, is certainly thankful to have it, saying this gives students an opportunity to make a mistake on a mannequin rather than on a patient. Good news, IUP students, you do not have to be an Ivy League graduate student in order to work at Google. Google receives about 2 million applications a year. Laszlo Bach, Google's head of people operations, explained that when the company was smaller, they cared about getting graduates from schools such as Harvard and Stanford. They now have realized that is the wrong strategy. They have found that they have found even better workers from state schools all across the United States. As long as you know how to problem solve and know how to be a team leader, you could be a candidate.
Now we are going to hand things over to Vicki Fleming for the latest in sports. Vicki?
Thanks, Madeline. Hi, Indiana. I'm Vicki Fleming, here with your latest on sports. Casey Sadler will return to Indianapolis, but at least he got the win for the Pirates in his first Major League start on Sunday. This was the first time the Pirates ran 6 different starters on the field in the season's first 6 games since 2001. That night, Caminero threw 23 pitches, 7 of them reaching 99 miles per hour, while 2 registered at 100 miles per hour. Overall, they had 5 great pitching performances from Sadler and 4 relievers, great defense, and more hits with runners in scoring positions than in the first 5 games combined. The NFL draft begins Thursday, April 30th in Chicago, and the Steelers select 22nd in the first round. Although it is on the down low, the Pittsburgh Steelers are dealing with a lot of change. Dick LeBeau has been replaced by Keith Butler, and with Troy Polamalu retiring, the team decided to move with Shamarko Thomas. Jason Werlitz also announced his retirement and will be replaced by a combination of Arthur Moats and Jarvis Jones. However, James Harrison intends to play another year. Also, due to Levon Bell's violation of substance abuse policy, he will be replaced by a combination of D'Angelo, William, and Dree Archer. Well, that's all the sports I have until next week. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Vicki.
Brittany Person and Nick Dampman of IUP News Center had the chance to attend last week's Laurel Highlands Communication Conference.
The conference is held each year by IUP's Communications Media Department. Brittany brings us more on this scholarly event. Brittany?
I'm Brittany Person reporting from the KCAC for the 6th Annual Laurel Highlands Communications Conference. This is sponsored by the IUP Communications Media Department and took place April 9th and April 10th.
LHCC is a really great opportunity, especially to get undergrads involved. I was really excited to see how many students came out from St. Francis University especially, and undergrads from IUP, several of them presented. So it's not only an opportunity for professors, but undergrads, and I think that's wonderful.
You know, you guys really have got to, as soon as possible, start attending conferences, even if you're not necessarily getting ready to do research or have written a paper, getting involved in panels, you know, working with your other cohorts. You know, this is how you get involved. It's not just sitting in the classroom in front of the lecturer and the books and the grades. This is how you build scholarship from the get-go, and it's for someone at the doctoral level, it's a must.
Everyone was very well spoken, very intelligent. I learned a lot about communications and what they do in the real world.
So for the LHCC, we pretty much as the center delegated tasks between the GAs. My main task was coordinating and logistics. I handled a lot of the emails that went to the presenters and the media showcase and poster session participants. And from there we came up with a schedule, and the schedule took about 50% of the time when it came to getting the conference together. But overall we got 2 full days of amazing presentations, and I couldn't be more happy with the way things turned out.
I'm Brittany Person, back to the news desk.
Thanks, Brittany. And now for a look at what's happening nationally. One person is dead and a second hospitalized after a shooting outside a Mexican market in Bridgetown, New Jersey. The incident occurred around 2:10 a.m. Sunday at the intersection of Washington Street and Conajesha Street. Police say an altercation broke out between several people in front of a Mexican market called La Fiesta Supermercado. 2 people were shot and the other victim was hospitalized. No names of the victims or suspects were released yet. We will keep you posted as this story continues to develop. In South Philadelphia, a man is being charged with DUI after a crash on Columbus Boulevard in South Philadelphia that left a woman in critical condition. Police tell us a man driving a Chevrolet Malibu was traveling south on Columbus Boulevard around 2:15 a.m. Sunday at a high speed when he lost control of his vehicle and struck a Lexus that was in the northbound lanes. A female passenger in the Malibu was critically injured and taken to Jefferson University Hospital. The man driving the Malibu faced minor injuries, and so did the driver of the Lexus. Westchester's Maggie Gutterall placed 4th in the World 24-Hour Run Championships in Italy. The race was Sunday morning. Her U.S. teammates placed 1st and 2nd to earn them the gold. In the 24-hour race, competitors attempt to run as many miles as possible. I wouldn't be going on without all the support I've received from my friends and family and runners I've never met, said Maggie Gutterall.
Cleveland Zoo officials are pushing to press charges of child endangerment against the parent of a 2-year-old boy who fell 10 to 15 feet into the cheetah exhibit. Unfortunately, there were no witnesses who can attest to those charges. The parents rushed into the exhibit when the toddler fell in. The cheetahs made no effort to come in contact with the toddler or the parents when they received their son. The child was taken to the hospital in stable condition with only a leg injury. Jordan Spieth, a 21-year-old golfer from Dallas, Texas, has set and broken many records on Sunday. Spieth is the 2nd youngest golfer to win the Masters golf tournament. The Texan became the first player in Masters history to reach 19 under par. Way to go, Jordan. After an undefeated season and a run to the Final Four, Kentucky will send several players to the NBA. 7 Kentucky players, Karl Anthony Towns, Willie Causey-Stein, Devin Booker, Dakari Johnson, Trey Lyles, and Aaron and Andrew Harrison have all declared for the NBA draft. The draft will take place in June, and these players will be going through a draft camp this summer.
It's now 15 years past the new millennium, and women are still not receiving equal pay to men. For female students here at IUP, the Center of Health and Well-Being wants you to be aware, educated, and part of the change for your own future and the future of our daughters here in the U.S. Tuesday is Equal Pay Day, and it symbolizes how far into 2014 women had to work in order to earn what men did in 2013. Because women earn less compared to men, they must work longer in order to receive equal amount of pay. For women of color, the gap is even larger. Wear red on Tuesday to show your support and attend the Women Working for Less event on Tuesday, April 21st in Johnson Hall, room 247 at 5:15 p.m. for more information, and you can learn how you can be part of the solution. On Friday, the Apple Watch had its final unveiling, and it's already on back order until June. Customers are now able to pre-order the smartwatch online or try one on select Apple stores. The watch is now on display in Australia, Canada, China, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Japan, and the United States. The watches are on back order for 4 to 6 weeks, and the less expensive watches are on back order until June. The products will begin to ship on April 24th. The Apple Watch is the company's first new product in 5 years since Steve Jobs passed away. That's an incredible statistic. I can't believe it's 5 years since their last.
I know. I feel like they're coming out with something every 5 seconds. Seriously.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And now we're going to hand things over to Jacqueline Johnson for our entertainment segment.
Thanks, Curtis, and good afternoon, Indiana. This past Sunday, the MTV Movie Awards 2015 aired. The big winners of the night were The Fault in Our Stars, winning 4 awards, including Best Movie, and Neighbors, taking home 5 awards, including Male and Female Best On-Screen Kiss. Surprisingly, though, Hunger Games Mockingjay was only awarded 1, Best On-Screen Transformation. Kevin Hart rightfully took home the Comedic Genius Award. This week in the Lively Arts, opening Thursday night at 8 p.m., a theatrical performance of Into the Woods, an epilogue of sorts in which Cinderella and her husband, James of the Beanstalk, learn the real meaning of happily ever after. Showings will proceed on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also this Thursday by Lively Arts, in Kip Gallery, Sprawls Hall, an exhibit by Pittsburgh-based artist Corey Escoto, Name is Surface. Escoto inverts and explores the relationship of three-dimensional and two-dimensional worlds. The exhibit ran from March 19th and closes this Thursday, April 16th. This Friday, the Fashion Association will be hosting their Trash and Fashion show. Designers have created garments from recycled and trash-like items. Everyone is invited to attend this event in the Hub, Ohio room from April 17th at 5:30 p.m. Spring festivities kick off next week, starting Tuesday, April 21st. Tickets to 10 Presents August Alsina are sold out, but there is still time to purchase tickets to the Workaholics, Montez Experience, and Walden Out shows. For more information and tickets, please visit www.coop.iup.edu/ten. I'm Jacqueline Johnson, and that's all I have for your entertainment. Until next week, Indiana.
Thanks, Jackie.
Well, that's all the time we have tonight. On behalf of IUP News Center, I'm Madeline Williams.
And I'm Curtis Hughes. Make sure to tune in next week for Grade A News. Good night.